Hello there. Let's continue the journey of thinking positively, thinking like an optimist, thinking non negatively. Um, I promise that I'm going to go into the ABCDE examples of what it's like to have negative thoughts as an adult. So I'm going to read from this chapter and we're going to read into two examples that they've given. I want you to practice the ABCDE model. You already know what the ABC stands for. D is for disputation and E for energization. Just to revise, A is adversity or the challenges that we face. B is the belief that comes up because of those challenges. C is the conclusions that we make. And then we bring in D, which is the disputation of this whole thought pattern that we have. And E, the energization of the new thought pattern or breaking further the old thought pattern. So, during the next 5 adverse events you face, listen closely for your beliefs, observe the consequences, and dispute your beliefs vigorously. Then observe the energization that occurs as you succeed in dealing with the negative beliefs and record all of this. These 5 adverse events can be minor. For example, the mail is late, your call isn't returned, the kid pumping gas doesn't wash the windshield. In each of these, use the 4 techniques of effective self disputation. Before you start, study the examples below. So here we go. So we start with an adversity, which is A. I borrowed a pair of really expensive earrings from my friend and I lost one of them while I was out dancing. The belief that follows is that I am so irresponsible. They were Kay's favorite earrings, and of course, I'd go and lose one. She is going to be absolutely furious at me. Not that she doesn't have every reason. If I were her, I'd hate me too. I just can't believe how much of a klutz I am. I wouldn't be surprised if she told me that she didn't want to have anything to do with me anymore. The consequences of this are I feel totally sick. I was ashamed and I was embarrassed and I didn't want to call and tell her what happened. Basically, I just sat around feeling stupid for a while, trying to muster up the guts to call her. The disputation would be, well, it's really unfortunate that I lost the earring. They were Kay's favorite, and she probably will be disappointed. However, she will realize it was an accident, and I seriously doubt she will hate me because of this. I don't think it's accurate to label myself as totally irresponsible just because I lost an earring. So you see here, what is the evidence that is there? They were Kay's favorite. She probably will be disappointed, which is the implication of the belief that we have. Sometimes we hold the belief so hard because we just want to prove to ourselves that there is an implication to it. Then of course it is true, it's there. She will be disappointed. However, we can also think of it as an alternative that she will realize that it was an accident. And I seriously doubt she will hate me because of it. Again, an implication. So I don't think it is accurate to label myself as totally irresponsible just because I lost an earring. Now, the energization of this. I still feel bad about losing her earring, but I didn't feel nearly as ashamed. And I wasn't worried that she would end the friendship over this. I was able to relax, to call her, and to explain. So, this is how we are disputing and energizing our new thought and our new belief and taking an action from the more positive or non negative thinking part of our minds. So, there is another example. I came home early from work and found my son and his friends hanging out in the garage smoking pot. Believe. What does he think he is doing? I'm going to strangle him. This just goes to show how irresponsible he is. I can't trust him at all. Everything out of his mouth is just one lie after the other. Well, I'm not going to listen to any of it. It's very interesting, this example. So, the consequences are that I was out of my mind angry with him. I refused to even discuss the situation. I told him he was an untrustworthy little delinquent and spent the rest of the evening fuming. But here's how an ace disputer would conclude this internal dialogue. Okay, it is definitely true that Joshua is irresponsible to smoke pot, but this does not mean he's totally irresponsible and untrustworthy. That is the implication. He has never cut school or stayed out late without calling, and he has been good about doing his share around the house. This is a very serious situation, but it is not helpful to assume that everything he says is a lie. Our communication in the past has been okay, and I think if I remain calm right now, things will go better. Usefulness. If I am not willing to discuss the situation with Joshua, things cannot be resolved. Energization. I was able to settle down and begin to handle the situation. I began by apologizing for calling him untrustworthy, and I told him if we needed to talk about his smoking pot, the conversation did get fairly heated at times, but at least we were talking. So it's all up to us how we become an ace disputer with our own thoughts, right? It's hard work, guys. It's very hard work, but it's totally worth it because your mental peace at the end of the day is what matters. We'll look at one more example. I threw a dinner party for a group of friends, and the person I was trying to impress barely touched her food. Believe the food tastes putrid. I'm such a lousy cook. I might as well forget getting to know her any better. I'm lucky she didn't get up and leave in the middle of the dinner. Consequences, I felt really disappointed and angry at myself. I was so embarrassed about my cooking that I wanted to avoid her for the rest of the night. Obviously, things weren't going as I hoped. Now, the disputation. This is ridiculous. I know the food doesn't taste putrid. She may not have eaten very much, but everyone else did. There could have been 100 reasons why she didn't eat much. She could be on a diet. She might not have been feeling great. She might just have a small appetite. Even though she didn't eat much, she did seem to enjoy the dinner. She told some funny stories and she seemed to be relaxed. She even offered to help me with the dishes. She wouldn't have done that if she was repulsed by me. The energization. I didn't feel nearly as embarrassed or angry, and I realized that if I avoided her, then I really would hurt my chances of getting to know her better. Basically, I was able to relax and not let my imagination ruin the evening for me. So, this way, you can actually take examples from your daily life and use the ABCDE technique to dispute your thoughts. You can do this on your own, and I would actually recommend doing it with a really good friend who knows you and who you can trust. Be vulnerable with, open up, and it would be really, really interesting to see what comes out and how you dispute your own thoughts. So I'll see you in the next video. For now, probably hoping that I come up with something different by then. If not, we still have a lot to talk about with respect to beliefs and thoughts and everything. So stay tuned and take care.